Danger Dolan.
From cowardly racial slurs to baseless accusations of molestation, we count 10 internet trolls who crossed the line and were exposed for it.
Number 10.
Michael Bruch is a prolific Reddit user who moderated several controversial subreddit forums. Contributing under the username File and Acres, he circulated lots of explicit material in subforums, including pics of dead kids, rape bait, Jumerica, and the charming Chocobitch. His most popular one, Jailbait, featured photos of underage girls in bathing suits, but was shut down in 2011 following a CNN expose. The following year, a writer from Gawker identified him as Texan computer programmer Michael Bruch. When interviewed, Bruch insisted he wasn't doing anything illegal and that he wasn't a pedophile, which is classic pedophile. Not long after, Bruch was fired from his job, lost the health insurance benefits covering his disabled wife, and looked set to lose his home as well. He offered a half-hearted apology during his CNN interview, but refused to accept any real responsibility, claiming the morally reprehensible content he was circulating was strictly for laughs and that people found it funny.
Number 9.
Darren Burton is an infamous UK troll who frequently took to Facebook under the name Nimrod7 to leave cruel and insensitive comments on the tribute pages of the recently deceased. He would flood pages with remarks like "rest in piss," upsetting and antagonising those who were trying to grieve. He also made liberal use of the N-word and other offensive racial slurs. In response to his relentless cruelty, a journalist from BBC news show Panorama tracked him down and identified him as railroad worker Darren Burton. When questioned, Burton admitted that he doesn't care whether he hurts others. According to him, Facebook is an open forum where anyone can say whatever they want. Consequences be damned. Yeah, cool attitude.
Number 8.
Michael Joseph Basil is an internet troll who wreaked havoc on the Marino family, turning their offline lives into an absolute nightmare. It started in 2012 when William Marino received a threatening email from someone calling themselves Ish. Ish claimed William would be expelled from his university because of some inappropriate comments he had made online. Following this, William's family home was broken into and flooded. And in 2014, William's parents received an ominous police phone call at 2 a.m. telling them to come outside without their son. They did so and armed officers tackled William. Ish had given police a false tip-off, causing a SWAT team to respond. Posing as William, he claimed to have shot his parents and was now targeting his sister. Distressed, William attempted to take his own life by slashing his wrists. He survived, but further forum messages linked him to crimes like the molestation of his sister, the construction of pipe bombs, and the rape of a fellow student. Rumours that he was a pedophile also spread. In 2015, the Marinos exposed Ish as 34-year-old military veteran Michael Joseph Basil and sued him. However, Basil denied most of the accusations and only admitted to writing the initial email.
Number 7.
Charles Fitch was a notorious eBay troll who used his YouTube channel eBay as a Joke to spout conspiracy theories about the market website and harass eBay sellers, particularly those running small businesses. Whenever those sellers ran auctions, Fitch would secure the winning bid, fail to pay, and then give the business a bad review. He also doctored pictures of the sellers and posted them online to ruin their reputations. In 2013, Fitch was tracked down by Fox News private investigators. The investigators found Fitch using Amazon, where he was selling MP3s of prank calls he made to eBay. Seriously, with the intensity of his grudge, you'd think eBay kicked his dog or pissed in his cereal. When confronted about being a troll, Fitch insisted he wasn't doing anything illegal. In fact, he claimed he was the victim. After the expose aired, Fitch filed for a personal protection order against a disgruntled eBay seller whom he'd been harassing. It was denied.
Number 6.
Dennis Marcuse. In the mid-90s, several American atheists received aggressive emails from a Dennis Mabus. The messages threatened mutilations and beheadings and would often degenerate into strange, incoherent rants. In early 2011, Mabus took his harassment to Twitter to target atheists, including a man named Tim Farley. Mabus created literally hundreds of new accounts to get around Farley's block and was obsessed with pissing off those who doubted the existence of God. Mabus's victims established their harasser lived in Montreal, so started an online petition to get police to do something about him. Dennis Marcuse, the man behind the Mabus persona, was eventually arrested. In 2012, Marcuse was found guilty of making threats and received a suspended sentence. He was later rearrested for violating this sentence and cussed at his arresting officer, telling her that the same thing will happen to you like what happened to the Twin Towers in 9/11. He wound up in court again, but was given another suspended sentence because his psychiatrist believes he poses no threat to society.
Number 5.
Lee Rimmel. In 2011, 45-year-old X Factor fan Nicola Brooks unwittingly brought years of online abuse upon herself when she posted a message of support for her favourite contestant on a Facebook fan page. Trolls had been harassing singing contestant Frank Kokoza, but quickly set their sights on Brooks when they realised they could get an easy rise out of her. Brooks's address and pictures of her daughter were circulated, and a fake Facebook account was created in her name. Inappropriate messages were sent to minors from this account, and Brooks was publicly labelled a pedophile and drug dealer. Police did nothing, so Brooks took the matter to court where Facebook was subpoenaed for the troll's user information. One of them turned out to be Lee Rimmel, an officer with the West Midlands Police. In law enforcement we trust. An investigation occurred, but no charges were laid because the court concluded Brooks engaged with the trolls against the advice of police. In the end, Rimmel received no consequences other than a note in his file.
Number 4.
Sean Duffy. 25-year-old Asperger's sufferer Sean Duffy had a strange hobby, targeting the Facebook tribute pages of dead teenagers. Spending his days drinking alone, Duffy began his favourite pastime in 2010 by launching vitriolic attacks against a 16-year-old who died in a car accident. On her tribute page, Duffy had crudely photoshopped pictures of the victim and written "used car for sale, one useless owner." He did this to multiple teenagers, some as young as 14. One Mother's Day, he posted a YouTube video of an epileptic seizure victim in a coffin with the words "Happy Mother's Day." He also mocked the stabbing murder of one teen and the suicide of another by creating doctored images and fake Facebook tribute pages. Duffy received an 18-week jail sentence in 2011 for making the malicious posts and was prohibited from using social media for 5 years.
Number 3.
Benjinung Srijuan Kao is a well-respected sci-fi writer. In 2014, it was revealed that she's also a notorious internet troll. Using LiveJournal and a reviewing blog called This Requires Only That You Hate, Benjinung viciously attacked anyone she deemed a hypocritical social activist. She seemed to have a particular beef with authors of colour and took to forums that promoted writers of colour to project her hatred. Cloaked in an ambiguous username, Benjinung attacked anyone with a different ideology to her. She even attacked book reviewers, telling one commenter they should be raked by dogs. In 2012, Benjinung relentlessly harassed a British author. Many believe this contributed to the author's suicide attempt. Another woman recovering from a sexual assault claimed Benjinung stalked and harassed her for 6 months. After being outed, Benjinung closed her Requires Hate blog. However, it's unknown if all this drama is being caused by the real Benjinung or someone stealing her identity.
Number 2.
63-year-old UK resident Brenda Leyland used Twitter to bully the McMahon family, whose daughter Madeline infamously went missing under mysterious circumstances in 2007 during a vacation to Portugal. Leyland rarely used her Twitter account until 2013, when she suddenly tweeted and retweeted almost 2,500 posts in a year. About a quarter of these concerned the McMahon family. Leyland became obsessed with the case and hoped to shame the couple into admitting fault. Sky News approached Leyland about her Twitter bullying in 2014, and Leyland responded that she was entitled to do so. She was told that a file of her malicious tweets had been passed along to Scotland Yard, and a few days later took her own life by overdosing on helium.
Number 1.
Robert Ambridge is a Twitter-favouring keyboard warrior from England who uses the handle Old Hoban to spew forth torrents of offensive jokes. Ambridge had no qualms making light of national murders and disasters and considers himself a social justice vigilante. In 2014, he shared defamatory tweets suggesting that a Liverpool councillor was a pedophile. Police agreed that he was a total arsehat, but no charges could be laid against him. In the same year, news site The Liverpool Echo exposed Old Hoban as Robert Ambridge, a white-collar, 53-year-old father of 6. According to Ambridge, people are only offended by his hate speech because they have medieval mindsets. His critics argue that baselessly defaming a person's character isn't free speech, but Ambrose shrugs off things like logic and rationality.
That's it for this countdown. And have a good one!